Football!
Welcome in to an O-line committee film breakdown here. We get to sit down with two former NFL offensive linemen, 16 combined years in the NFL trenches, Alex Boone and Jeremiah Sirles.
Yeah.
And today, boys, it's Kirk Cousins Day on the O-line committee platforms. We talked about his contract situation with the Vikings on the podcast, and I'm going to bring you some propaganda. You all think that I'm a Kirk Cousins hater, okay? I'm going to bring you, for any team interested, Vikings, Falcons, Raiders, whoever might want Kirk services. What did he look like in the weeks leading up to the Achilles injury? And we're going to show you some peak Kirk Cousins here, pre-Achilles.
Hey, question 2. Are we not going to talk about the Achilles? Like, is that now one of these things going into it?
I think everyone just kind of assumes now with modern medicine that these guys are just going to be just fine.
He'll be fine.
And I don't know. I think it's not a safe assumption by any means.
No.
Like, it's not as safe to be like, oh, I mean, he's 36 with the way medicine is nowadays. Did you see him dancing up there?
That's very calculated, by the way. A brilliant move.
200%.
As much as Kirk's a great dude, the dude's a trained killer. Like, Kirk's and his team have calculated, cold, like, everything. He's a trained killer when it comes to making money.
And
make no mistake about it.
Oh, absolutely.
This is his Super Bowl right here. The weeks leading up to the NFL free agency.
We might see him at the combine. He might show up.
The day the Super Bowl ended, Mike McCarthy, his agent, sat up like the Undertaker.
Yeah.
And was just like, it's time. Yep. For sever and always, he's had the Vikings balls in a vice, and anytime he wanted more money, more money, he just twisted and pulled, and now it's game on, baby.
Dude, Kirk might be at the combine, walking around, strutting his stuff, showing dude,
100%.
He's going to be there. Just watch.
Get some throws on the sideline.
And he'll be like, Kirk, how you feel? Shoulder. Hey, by the way, this guy and his fucking shoulder.
Dude, I hurt my shoulder watching the Super Bowl. I don't know what I did. I had my arm over a lawn chair watching the game. I flipped to talk like this. I flipped over to talk like this. Pop, pop, and it's hurt ever since. And now, like, if I do anything, it just like it's so. I was holding mitts in the gym yesterday. And
Why didn't you tell me?
Was going to fall off,
dude. I wish you would have told me.
You don't listen to me.
No, you literally went like this. I'm good. I was like,
yeah, because I'm watching you walk around with your half crooked leg. I mean, you're like the
I
puppet
moved so fast in that gym. Fuck you, dude. Those hand mitts are
boy.
Anyways,
you want to play NFL football here? This is what
here we go.
Like, never mind Jeremiah's crooked finger he just flashed on the screen too.
Right.
By the way, before we dive into some of Kirk's big time throw highlights here from the weeks leading up to the injury, get your O-line committee merchandise at olinecommittee.com. Your Clean Pocket Club shirts. We've got Spreads Are for Losers and all kinds of other stuff. And click the like and the subscribe button on the O-line committee YouTube channel if you enjoy the offensive line lifestyle like we do. So let's start with Vikings-Eagles. A bunch of crazy things happened, including Jefferson fumbling at the pylon to put the Vikings down in the third quarter, 27-7 in this game. But here's a 3rd and 10, ball on the 38-yard line. Need to come up with something big here. Let's run it.
Here we go. Even front. Going through progression. Check one. I'm not going to lie, he does get through there, and that is a beautiful pocket. But this is, and don't get me wrong, it's a great throw to Jordan Addison, who has had a phenomenal year and I think is going to be a clutch player for this team. But, I mean, they needed this too in this game. I remember watching this game.
As long as Kirk, number one thing and the number one issues with Kirk, and every team in the NFL knows this, if you don't have pressure in his face, he can dice you apart.
There's no question.
Like no doubt, he's going to get to his reads, his pre-snap reads. He's going to understand where the matchup is, and he's going to deliver an accurate ball. It's when things go off schedule for him, it's not great. But like this is as good as it comes. You put him in empty, you spread him out. He immediately knows where his one-on-one is. Bang, deliver the ball.
And he does take hits. I'm not going to lie. He did take hits well this year. And I think that was another thing.
The last 2 years. I mean,
but before that?
Ribs, right? I remember that from the Netflix special. Like, the dude was literally playing with broken ribs. He's tough as nails.
There's no question he is. Dude, he is one of the toughest. But there was a time when he would take hits early in the game and you were like, oh, shit, what's going to happen? And not to be Not to be unreal here, but when your left tackle doesn't block anybody, you're going to get fucking hit.
He tore his quad tendon on this play.
Let's give
him a little bit of
tackle
grace
there too. Oliudo.
Backup left tackle slams up his quad. And
I'm just saying he's a tough quarterback. Like, he got racked on that play, and now here he is later in the game, which is awesome to see, as opposed to earlier in his career when it was like, fuck, he got hit. This is going to be a mess.
Again,
that's a dart, dude.
On-time delivery, understanding where to go. But this also plays a factor into, are we paying Kirk Cousins huge money? What happened to Andrew Luck? All of a sudden, after getting beat up for multiple years in a row, like, the decline happened very quickly.
Go back.
Is Kirk on that borderline cusp of decline? Is he Russell Wilson right there where things are going to go down the hill very quickly after here? Or are you still going to get the Kirk Cousins that's going to be able to plant that back foot with some absolute authority
right
after
here,
not having Achilles? Like, dude, that's a big-time issue. Like, Kirk is not ever been known to be like the Matthew Stafford or the Patrick Mahomes that can be getting hung on and moving around and just have the arm strength to deliver it where it needs to go. Like, he needs his base, and he talks about his footwork and his fundamentals. If you don't have that Achilles to push off that back foot like that with complete confidence, I don't know if Kirk has the power to make this throw. Is that throw right there, or is it a little bit behind and intercepted?
And
that's the margin
throw
for error that's different with these quarterbacks in the league.
Here's a hot take for you guys. I think if you were to just take every quarterback in the NFL on schedule, no pressure, clean pocket, great conditions, right? He's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, him and Jared Goff.
With great conditions, yep. But you can't, but you're, even in the best case scenario, you're going to have imperfect, messy situations probably 20 to 30% of the time in the NFL, because those dudes on the other side are getting paid millions of dollars to make it messy, right?
That's a problem. You have to be able to sit there and in pressure. Like, at one point in the game, I think everybody was kind of like, for the Super Bowl, everybody was looking at the San Francisco like, what are you guys going to do? Why are you blitzing him? Why are you blitzing him? Because you're like, dude, if anything, this blitz is causing him to make more mistakes than if we don't blitz him. And that's what you're looking for, because that's what this league is becoming. A blitz fest everywhere, a twist fest everywhere, and they're putting pressure on quarterbacks. And if you can't sit in there in the pocket and take the heat and get smacked in the face and still deliver the ball, it becomes a problem. Or you could just start being able to move more and move better. And that's why I worry about this Achilles so much, because it's like Jay said, it's a very small tendon and people don't know that. And once it tears once, it's not good going forward. It's just one of those things when it comes to your body, and you have to be able to move, like Jay said, and plant on that back foot. That last throw that we saw was right off of his back foot, and it was a dart in a fucking target. Look at that. Those are hard throws to make.
God, that's wild. That's a great throw.
Yeah, they're all really good throws, but if you look at every single one of these throws, his power is coming directly from that foot that's missing the Achilles now. Like, all of it, right? They're all back foot, scheduled, ball out, which is what Kevin O'Connell wants his quarterback to do. It's what drove him nuts about not, like, oh gosh, look at that throw though.
I know, dude.
Your throw, and that's the part, and this is the part that's going to be hard for Vikings fans, is you're obviously not going to get this type of level of play from a rookie quarterback right away. And that has to be okay if this is the decision we move on and we decide to go in a different direction. Like, it's not fair to think that you're going to get the next guy that can deliver these right away. But can he get there in the next 2 to 3 years? And is that better? Oh, I just like watching this play because of Christian Darrisaw. Before we talk about the greatness of this throw, watch 71. Watch this play. This is a very large man that does very unorthodox things. But just watch this and just appreciate why Kirk Cousins can throw this ball the way he can.
Back up the truck here, man.
Dude, back it up.
Christian Darrisaw, you dirty dog. Just do it. Sit on this bull rush like it's not even a problem.
He hops, dude. Oh, man, look at that.
Oh. My knees would explode.
Both ACLs are gone in my knee. My knee just buckled sitting here watching that. Oh. Whoa! Dude, when your helmet is lower than theirs, holy shit.
The slide.
But then the fact to recover off of it, that's what people don't know, is like, you can stop a bull rush like this, but then to come off of that move, you have to be athletic as fuck. Look at that. No, you don't. No, you don't. Dude. And yes, it is a great ball. Great ball right over Dre Greenlaw.
Mackey, one thing that we haven't seen from these clips, and again, we can be selective with our clips, I know, is like someone hanging on Kirk, like, and going through and being able to have him deliver without having a base. Right? Like, and that's like you said, that's part of the issue, and that's part of, hey, if Darisaw and Brian O'Neill get hurt and all of a sudden like he's getting hit a lot, can he still deliver on this? I don't know. And I also don't know if he comes back to purple and we don't have a good running game. Like, is he capable of going 18 games next year coming off the Achilles like that? Or does he need to go somewhere else like in Atlanta that's got a Bijan Robinson and a Tyler Algier, or Raiders that have like they're going to try and get Josh Jacobs or try and rely on a run game? Like, is that a better spot for him longevity-wise?
Who wins more games next year with Kirk Cousins, Falcons or Vikings?
Falcons.
I mean,
they both were 7 and 10.
Squad, dude.
Falcons. It's hard for me to say that the Vikings, with just the way that our defense is built right now, and if you bring Kirk Cousins back, the cap hit that he brings, it's going to be really hard to put pieces around him that aren't on rookie contracts.
Right.
Look at some of these. I mean, some of these.
You can throw dimes.
Throws are insane.
There's no question.
Please tell me you put the Achilles pop in here.
I did not, dude. I am not. You call me. I'm a Kirk hater in some ways.
You're like, oh,
but
Kirk, look at this guy. Look at him hop off the field here.
I figured we would just do 15 minutes in slow motion of
Kobe
him.
would never walk. Kobe would have walked off.
Kobe did walk back to the locker room, by the way.
Kobe was also.
He knocked down 2 free throws and then walked back to the locker room with a torn Achilles.
But
look at this. I mean,
throw.
he can drop it in the bucket on schedule better than any quarterback in the NFL right now. And this wound up being overruled because Jordan Addison, I think, bobbled it. But look at just like the drop in the bucket here. But again,
is this a Jordan Addison highlight or a Kirk Cousins highlight?
It's a little of both.
Every one of them has been fucking thrown to.
Can we talk about Dalton Reisner on this play or no?
Yeah, let's do it.
Go ahead,
left guard, just the left guard. This is what you don't want to do with a pop, right?
Hey, I'm still mad about the Ezra Cleveland. I was watching Ezra play against the Eagles, and I was like, "Why did we trade him?" I think I was the one that was mad about that.
No. Kirk almost tore his Achilles on that play. Thanks to Dalton Reisner. For God's sakes.
Hey, it's a great throw though.
Great throws on schedule. Yeah, Mackey, I agree with you with your take on the non-scheduled stuff, but how many of these dudes in the league exist anymore? Like, they're
also how if the entire battle is if we know, hey, he's top 5 clean pocket, so let's nitpick everything else around that's anything that's involving not perfect conditions, right? Anything that's does he need to have a perfect offensive line then? Like literally the best offensive line left to right in the NFL to operate at a Super Bowl level? Like that's not realistic.
Right, and that's basically what you're saying. And it's not only that, but when you play this kind of ball, like it's got to be scheduled on your back foot. You have to be right every time, and it's a very big mind game. And honestly, when we talk about the Super Bowl too, and I'm not saying that either way or the other, but one of the biggest things was Brock Purdy against the pressure. Like that's how they're starting to judge quarterbacks. How is he versus pressure in his face? And if you can deliver the ball and be great in pressure, that is one of the things. And it just keeps going back to this. The league keeps changing, and now they're going to have to be affecting quarterbacks even more and keeping them in contain and rushing them down and man coverage across the board. Dude, it's insane how defenses are changing compared to when I first started in the NFL.
Here's one more look at this. Just going
even the personnel on defenses are changing. Great throw, great pocket.
This right here, I'm about to show you. This is his last touchdown pass before the torn Achilles. The Vikings, I think they got this ball in the turnover.
Pass in purple.
It could be. This could be right here. The last touchdown pass Kirk Cousins ever threw in a Vikings uniform, and it's a freaking dime. Look at this.
Yep.
But again, on schedule, bang. Jordan Addison again, Booney.
Dice him up, baby.
Out of the backfield, by the way. Nice little play design here.
This is really a Jordan Addison highlight.
KOC's a great play designer, right? I mean, this is a phenomenal play. Kirk, again, pre-snap read, single high, motions through. He knows where he's going with the ball here if he gets what he wants.
I wish he would have handed it to him right there on like a blunt to the left.
Drop in the bucket. Just
look
over
at
the
that.
defender.
It's a great throw.
It is great.
A team is going to pay him. A team is going to pay him what he wants. I believe it.
Yeah,
I
that's
think,
what free agency is.
I think there's enough teams out there in the NFL right now that look at Kirk Cousins and say he could be the missing piece when we're in our 2-year window, right? When we're in our 2-year window here. But are the Vikings in that 2-year window? Are we going to pay Kirk and say that next year's the NFC Championship or bust? I just don't think the roster's there. And if you're going to pay your quarterback that kind of money, the roster has to be there. It has to be right there, or else you're just literally wasting money instead of trying to rebuild your roster.
Yeah, no, it's tough, man, and we were talking about this off mic. Kirk essentially train wreck proofs your franchise. He's a professional. He's a surgeon in the pocket when the conditions are right, and you're not going to go 4-13 with Kirk Cousins starting the entire season. You're just not.
No.
But he is one of the highest floor, not lowest ceilings, but he has one of the highest floors of any quarterback in the NFL, like top 10 in terms of high floor. But the ceiling is not what Mahomes, Burrow, to this point in his career anyways. We'll see if he can play another 5 years and I don't know, and everything is slowing down even more when he's 37, 38 and his body can stay right.
That's why
Put the team on your back and go to the playoffs, dude. Do it in the playoffs. Show everybody if you have that big of a chip on your shoulder. I mean, you got to do it in the playoffs in the biggest game when it counts the most. That's how quarterbacks get judged. Sorry.
Legacy is built in the playoffs.
So one playoff win, but hey, he looked pretty great that last. I mean, if the lasting image of him against the Green Bay Packers is, boy, if he could have kept playing like that, what would the season have been? But that's kind of the story of his career is what if this, what if that? At some point, it has to happen on the actual field. So, let us know in the comment section. Where do you think Kirk Cousins is going to wind up? Should he come back to Minnesota? The Falcons, what would they win the division with Kirk Cousins?
Dirty Birds.
Well, a lot of weapons in Atlanta. This has been another film breakdown here on the O-Line Committee. Click that like button and the subscribe button. We'll see you next time.